Oh, we're ready? Mm-hmm. Ready to go? You ready?
Love came on a Friday, blinding as the sun, and it came my way. The world's been spinning sideways. Don't allow just anyone to access your vibration. Receiving what you need from all the others, leave you stuck. Soon you start to wonder why your own isn't enough. Used to take a lot, but I can promise you today that I face no longer running from my pain. On a Friday, blinding as the sun, and it came my way. World's been spinning sideways. Don't allow just anyone to access your energy. Receiving what you need from all the others, leave you stuck. You'll start to wonder why your own isn't enough. Used to take a lot, but I can promise you today, look, it's so much that I gotta write it down. Take a second, better know what you are about. Fuck walking, I fly around. Y'all just look down at your phone and think that you know without dipping in brighter clouds. No joke, it's burning my soul, so I gotta go igniting my fire now. Triggered a part of me nobody could ever take, but Tessa was crying out, giving my loving to everyone other than me. No wonder I'm tired now. Purpose is worth it, it woke me up out of my sleep. Got so much to fight about. Baby, I'm on a roll, however this go. No, I'm gonna write it down. My spirit is higher now. Hey, please protect your energy, yeah. The snakes sneak up, you never see them. And if they bite, you let them leave, yeah. It's the shit that God said to me, yeah. They'll never tell you the truth. I pray you can hear it from me. All of this week, you know your whole life will lead you to drown in the deep sea. Ones you love ain't helping you breathe. You end up back down on your knees in places you couldn't believe. Rise up and stand on your 2 feet. Make you forget about all of your own needs. Think you alone, but fuck what they told you. I see the divine inside your blind, all that is holy. Truth was hiding right there, but I was stuck up in the nosebleeds. Giving away what's rightfully yours. We're about your voice, forever my soul speaks. On a Friday, blinding as the sun, and it came my way. The world's been spinning sideways. Don't allow just anyone to access your vibration. Receiving what you need from all the others, leave you stuck. Soon you'll start to wonder why your own isn't enough. I used to take a lot, but I can promise you today, all that I face no longer running from my pain. On a Friday, as the sun and it came my way. Earth's been spinning sideways. Don't allow just anyone to access you. Please protect your energy, yeah. The snakes sneak up, you never see them. And if they bite, you let them leave, yeah. It's the God said to me, yeah.
All right. Welcome to MinneDesk, everyone. My name is Sumaya. I'm here with Hannah Svanoe. Hannah, do you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Hannah Svanoe. I am a singer, rapper, entrepreneur. I'd like to say visionary, from South Minneapolis.
Dope. Do you want to tell us your zodiac sign, too?
Wow. I'm a Cancer.
Okay. I love that.
I'm a Cancer. I'm very emotional, yeah.
So my first question for you is, how did you get into music?
So I grew up around gospel music. In South Minneapolis, there's a church that a lot of artists have come out of there or started what they do there. And so I was around a lot of soulful music growing up, and I feel fortunate that I was able to be around people that channeled a lot of what they were experiencing into the music. And so I've always sang, I feel like, since I was a kid, and just heard harmonies around me and kind of started to find my own melodies. But then individually, when I was probably 13 or 14, I found my own voice as like something that was medicine for me in a different way. And so going from singing meaning a lot and kind of something that was around me to feeling like it was becoming like a purpose of mine. And music became just my own therapy for myself before I thought about sharing it. So that's how I got into it, I think.
Right. So what does being a musician mean to you?
It means to me that I have a voice to speak on things, to impact people, and now I feel it's a responsibility because I do have that voice and there's people that listen. It means everything to me, but on a different level, I feel like, it means that I have an opportunity that some others don't to be heard, and therefore I feel like I have the power to impact a lot of people with the things that I sing about and the things that I write about. So I like being intentional with that.
Right.
Look up to the sky. Hey. Look up to the sky. We don't know why we are here, but God, we know that we're still alive. Don't be terrified. Hold you each time that you cry. Spread your wings. I know you can fly. I call this resting in my purpose, knowing that when trouble comes, the battle's always worth it. Trauma don't let go of you, but once it's at the surface, your demons start to tremble cause they see you put that work in. Process all that suffering, now you see what evil's lurking. Lurking just to take your strength away and blind your curtains. Lately things been changing, think you done with only hurting. Starting to explore the inner beauty of your worthing. Thinking less about death, and now one thing you know for certain, you are worthy and divine. Don't let a thing distract your worship. You can't read this letter now, by evening hope you heard it. Takes time to process lines and hit the paper after searching. I write about the times I overcame this, I deserve it. Deserving of a life, I learned to fly, now my wings working. Rising, I'm a phoenix, can't you see the ashes burning? Grave ain't far away, so we no longer nightly. Know you heard it, yeah. Look up to the sky. We know why we are here, and we know that we're still alive. Don't be terrified. No, I hold you each time that you cry. Spread your wings. I know you can fly. Look up to the sky. I dare you to cross the lines. Do you know that we come from the sky? A kingdom in heaven where life is so prosperous you don't need any drug to get you high. The beauty of life in itself will give you wings so we could fly as high as the sun in the sky. Cause that's how we shine, yeah, look. I'm not saying this for you to listen to me. I honestly care about your life. So take the advice, look. It's the reason I'm writing this rhyme, recording like all of these lines. You are a temple. There's holy stories woven inside the depth of your mind, yeah. You're one of a kind, but we've been lied to our whole lives and told that it's weaker to cry. When healing will bring you the answers to all of the questions America cannot provide. Think about it for a second. We set us free before capitalism will die. Government will move aside because we only ship at the light. But it takes an army of warriors who are done being stuck in euphoria, who are ready to thrive and not just survive, rising up because we divine. Come together because fuck all the sides. I know you've been waiting for some confirmation. Consider this your missing sign. The people in power hope there's never liberation because then they won't have shit to divide. Open your eyes, man. Now that we see through the evil intentions and strategy, can we see through the blinds? It's okay to feel fear, as long as you know that nothing will change till you stand the fuck up and try. Assume we gon' run out of time. So you gotta dive deeper than you ever tried and come out on the other side. It's gonna take more strength than you think is inside you. And you gotta get rid of your pride too. Tell me, do you still know how to ride? Or will you waste your time too?
So who or what like influences your art, your music?
Like artists or anything?
Yeah,
Just
anything. Artists,
Man,
places, anything.
For me, I'll say my life experiences and just pain, like pain in general, influences my music, but also like breaking through my own boundaries or like breaking through my own, not boundaries, barriers. I find a lot of the songs that I make come from times where I'm at a crossroads and things seem really difficult in life, and then I find my way through it and kind of find, I don't want to say the answer, but it's like I find the steps that I need to take in order to get out of what I'm going through, through writing or through singing through it. It's like magic. Like we have a lot of us are fortunate to have gifts in us that we can access for ourselves before we perform or share with others. And so I find like what inspires me most, or what I gather in order to make the music, is really just from learning from life and learning lessons, and how it's like it's kind of like making mantras out of the things that happen to us, and then they end up being sometimes a survival guide for other people. So I like that it's able to reach other people in a way, but it started just from life. So life can be only what you make it. When you're feeling down, you should never fake it. Say what's on your mind, and you'll find in time that all the negative energy, it will all deceive, yeah. 'Cause you'll find peace with yourself. Yes, you would. Won't really need no one else, yeah, except for the one right inside. Hey, when you look in my life, you'll see what I see. Hey, if you look in my life, you will see what I see. No, 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 no. If you look in my life, you will see what I see. Yeah. If you look in my life, you see what I see. Take your time, baby. Don't you rush a thing. Don't you know, I know we all are struggling. I know it gets hard, but we will get by. And if you don't believe in me, just believe in we. Yeah. 'Cause he'll give you peace of mind. Yes, you will, and you will see the sunshine for real, except for the one up above. No, no. If you look in my life, you'll see what I see. Oh, if you look in my life, you'll see what I see. If you look in my life, you'll see what I see. If you look in my life, see what I see. Yeah. If you looked in my life, you will see what I see. No, if you look in my life, you see what I see. If you look in my life, you will see what I see. No, no, no. If you look in my life, you'll see what I see.
Do you think music is political? And if so, what do you think music's role is in organizing?
Music itself, I think, is free. It is like freedom. I think it can be used in a powerful way for political change, because I've noticed that the way that people and myself, that artists or creatives can communicate to the public and communicate to anybody that's a listener or fan, is a lot more impactful and effective than having a regular conversation. So if I put everything that I want to explain, or I want to get to you, or I want you to digest something, instead of me saying it and it's kind of like an annoying, or like it might like stir something up inside of someone to say certain things, when you sing it or you rap it or you put rhythm behind it, it's like people can't help but feel the way that it sounds. So then if you add intentional, storytelling on top of it, I think it's way more powerful to communicate to the public than just the talking or trying to like, what's the word? Be direct with people and like change, get people to change how they see it. It's like, no, like listen to this story and see how you feel. And it's, it's powerful.
Right, yeah. So what do you think music's role is in organizing, if any?
Yeah, I mean, so with the murder of George Floyd a year ago, I feel like a lot of artists became organizers to some extent through noticing just how serious it was to like you can wake an entire group, groups of hundreds of people up from being blind to something. I feel like through an effective way of just sharing your voice and speaking some type of truth. It's like I think in order to organize, you have to have like a what's the word? My bad. In order to organize, you have to have a plan, and you have to have intention behind it. And artists already have so much power with everything they say. So as far as just like the people that have reached out to a lot of us in order to come and perform at things or come and share how we feel about things, it's kind of like a hidden, what's the word? It's like keys. Like we all hold keys, I feel like, and some of us, the way that we express our art. Yeah. What was your main question? You said, is it help organizing?
Saying, like, what's its role in organizing?
Its role in organizing.
You definitely answered that.
Okay.
For sure. So like, I'll ask you about community. What would you like define community as? Or you can tell us just like a little bit about like who is your community.
I think community. I think a lot of times in Minneapolis we throw around the word community a lot, and I know that there's a lot of ways that there is strong, beautiful, like transparent community in Minneapolis, and there's also a lot of things that needed to be talked about and brought up and kind of exposed about some of the ways that people were taking advantage of that community or not moving in a safe way. And so I'll say community ideally, like in a pure way, is where people aren't isolated in how they're living and people are seen, and I believe everyone plays a role in life. Like we all play a different role. We're not all meant to do the same thing. Like someone building a building, like everyone has a different skill. And also, so community is an interesting thing. I think that community has changed for me personally, as what that means for me over the last years. I move a lot more independently than I think I used to. But community, who I do see as community right now for me are the people that I feel have been on their own for a long time. And so I guess I relate to and feel family energy or vibes from a lot of other people or other artists that are usually kind of on their own and just off to the side or like misunderstood. I feel community from people that are also misunderstood. And yeah.
Yeah, I love that. what are some of the issues that are like most important to you in your community right now?
Yeah. I think, police brutality and systematic oppression has always been there and always is present in every place that you find. And so for me, I think I know that I've noticed in the last years, I have a choice to be a part of things. A lot of people don't have a choice. It's a daily battle and a daily, fight to get home safe, literally. And so I guess something in my community is just, daily discrimination and oppression through the system that we all know. So it's been healthy for a lot of people I know, including myself, to start learning and get to know more ways that we can be effective and not be helping or complacent to the oppressor. I also am really passionate about opioid addiction and awareness, and just addiction awareness in general. I'm coming up on being 2 years sober from opioids, and so that's a big part of my story as far as like being vulnerable and sharing things that a lot of people are like want you to shut up about. A lot of people don't want you to talk about. So I also know that in community, not just myself, that addiction is something that a lot of artists and people in Minnesota really suffer from and feel like they can't be open about. So I'm working on a few projects that are gonna be bringing more light to that. And then I think also, sexual and domestic violence amongst a lot of people and myself. That's something that I'm really passionate about, and that I do speak through my music in different ways, and I plan on speaking up more. So
you kind of answered this, but I was just gonna say, like, how do you feel like this shows up in your music?
Somebody that I respect a lot told me a while ago, like, you can only talk about your stuff for so long until like the people listening like know you and your story. And I think it's always important. There's no rules to being a creator. There's no rules to just expressing your art. I feel like when we express what matters to us, there has to be no boundaries or guidelines as far as like, ideally don't disrespect other people through what you're saying, especially if you have a platform. But as far as letting like my biggest passions are the things that I think are most serious to me to do something about through my music, letting it speak through. I've noticed that when I figure out how I'm gonna get through something, and when I figure out like I said before, like the steps that are necessary to take in order to not just survive, but to create like a new lifestyle for yourself. If I can put that in a song, it's a lot easier for someone to receive that and to gain something healing from it, or gain something, some type of guidance. If we kind of just share in an honest and vulnerable way how we experience things, rather than like talking about what we have or talking about, right. It's like when it's storytelling, it's a lot deeper than that. It's like I said, like a survival guide. So I don't know if that answered that. No, I think totally. It speaks through just sharing our truth.
Yeah, so lastly, we just want to know if you have any exciting projects you're working on, what you've been working on for this next year.
Yeah. So my first EP that I dropped with Sophia Eris and Property in Mid-City Studios was in December of last year. And so lately I've actually been learning to self-produce some stuff. So a lot of the music that's coming for me, I'm working on finishing an EP the next months. That's gonna be a lot more me as far as just like solely like in the bedroom, just finding my way through shit. So there's an EP that's coming up. I don't have a name to give everybody yet, but it is mostly self-produced. So I'm really excited to share that with everyone. And then I'm also I started my own clothing brand. It centers around gratitude, because we have way more to be grateful for than to complain about. And so I'm working on getting more involved with just monetizing as an artist and learning, just building my brand up and everything. So I'm excited for everything coming with that. And then the last thing I'll say is I am going to be organizing a few events for those that are addicts currently or have overcome that battle, to be able to come and share music or share their stories and just create a space that's safe enough for people to step out of like the shame part of the stigma of addiction and step into just their strength and be able to find other people that are also not wanting to hide that struggle. So yeah, I'm excited to create those spaces very soon.
Oh, that's so exciting. I love that. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, yeah. If there's anything else you want to say, go ahead.
Man,
or where can we find your music also?
Yeah. So my project Alignment, my EP Alignment, and a few other songs are out on all platforms, on Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, YouTube, Amazon, Bandcamp. I love Bandcamp. And then if I'm on Instagram in a decent way. I'm gonna be stepping back from social media for a little while, but that's where you can find me. And other than that, I would say keep fighting the good fight, and stay tuned, because I'm excited to bring a lot of new creations to the world. So absolutely. They start to shooting in the smoke, close down, nobody can breathe. Someone's brother keep getting cold. Back down on our knees, no justice for the soul. But they stay pinning you down when your story ever be told. But they really never know that privilege makes you see things differently. So I believe that we will reap the shit we sow. So go and learn their history. All of the time we spent on studying rhymes and proving that your shit was heat. When all is said and done, life or death, there ain't no in between. You fight till morning comes and sleep on sidelines for the sinners beat. To the pastors profiting off trauma that ain't ministry. There's children risking their own lives for something that's a bigger need. Same story, just a different day and name. That now begins to bleed on pavement. But the statements do not say shit, killers get away. And melanated kids no longer sing or eat on dinner plates. But we keep living life like God himself don't fight to liberate. You with the fight for change or against it, man, there ain't no middle space. It goes on and on and on and on and on. But they keep playing the same song on and on and on and on and on. Freedom, 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 freedom. Hey, yeah, yeah. They need justice and freedom, 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 freedom. Hey, yeah. Same song, on and on and on and on and on. Why they keep playing the same song, on and on and on and on and on. Hey, it goes on and on and on and on and on. Hey, it's the same song, Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
That was one of those sound bites.
I know.